This device, I expect to attain flight in the air. Through a system of leverage advantage plus a man's physical power, I believe it's possible to fly as a bird.
The human fascination with flight is eternal. Throughout the ages, man has fantasized of being airborne. Why, even in the games he plays, man has been obsessed with flight. Thrust into the sky, these projectiles have come hurtling back to Earth all too quickly, until now. Until the Frisbee disc joined man's greatest tool, his hand, with his grandest dream, to fly. It's the turn of the century, and a massive wave of immigrants flood through the port of New York as America grows by leaps and bounds. On Ivy League campuses, students seek new diversions from their studies. After consuming one of their favorite snacks, pies and cookies from the nearby Frisbee Pie Company, the students toss about the empty pie tins in a moment of playful abandon. To signal the catcher of the flying tin, players exclaim, "Frisbee!" and a legend is born. It's the 1950s. America's in love with the automobile, and the pompadour is king. The advent of plastics is changing American industry. Inventor Fred Morrison capitalizes on this new material and invents the flying disc. Morrison sells the idea to Whammo Manufacturing Company, who dubbed the product Frisbee. When you throw a ball, you really only give it a long drop. The flying disc, however, is like a little aircraft. As you throw it, you give the all-important spin. Without the spin, the disc flutters lifelessly and falls. The rotation gives both the potential for lift and stability. Of course, your throw also produces airspeed, and the air moves more rapidly over the rounded upper surface, producing a relatively lower pressure area, which results in lift. Like an airplane, the flight of the flying disc is related to its position in the airflow. If it is banked to the left, it curves left. If the leading edge or nose is up, the disc will rise and stall. Unlike a plane, however, you have to set all the controls for the disc's flight before it takes off. Once it leaves your hand, it's on its own.
Hi, I'm John Brooks, known in the Frisbee world as Crazy John. I've been fascinated for years with the fun of Frisbee, always challenging myself to become a better player. What a great opportunity to enjoy your friends, your sport, and the beautiful outdoors. I'll be your guide through this instructional video of basic Frisbee techniques, We've gathered championship players to illustrate the do's and don'ts and many of the possibilities of Frisbee disc play. So come on, let's jam.
It is important to be able to move freely. Many players wear loose shorts and t-shirts. Sneakers are popular for Frisbee play since they allow for spinning and sliding.
Disc play can be physically demanding, so it is essential to exercise your body before starting. These exercises have been developed specifically for Frisbee disc play.
Stretching and breathing. As you move slowly from touching your toes to an upright position, inhale deeply. Do 5 cycles, exhaling as you touch your toes. Arm stretch. With your fingers clasped and your wrists locked, do 5 sets in both the raised and lowered positions, flexing both your shoulders and wrists. Gradually stretch farther with each set of movements. Elbow rotation. Rotating first in one direction, then the reverse, make large circles with your elbows. Flex fully, keeping your palms flat on your back. Do 10 cycles in each direction. Full body rotation. Start with a moderate motion and build to a full turn involving your head, torso, hips, and legs. 20 of these will have you loose and ready to go. There are very few musts in disc play. Almost everyone has a slightly different grip, but you must develop a method that provides a firm hold on the disc. How firm? Imagine you are holding a parakeet. Hold tightly enough to keep him from escaping, but not hard enough to kill him. Most beginning players have success with a modified fan grip. Hold the disc as if you are going to fan your face with it. Your fingers can either be held against the rim or fanned out, depending on what feels most comfortable. Usually, players move fingers in against the rim as they try for more power. For a crossbody backhand, concentrate on a smooth snap as if you were snapping a towel. That's my partner Chip Bell. He's a 5-time world freestyle champion. Once again, concentrate on a smooth snap and lots of follow-through. When using the crossbody backhand, don't face the target. Your stance should put your shoulder toward the line of flight. Start your throwing motion with a backswing that takes the disc and throwing arm across your chest, turning your upper body. As your arm moves forward, shift your weight to the lead foot and pull the disc with a straight arm motion. Release with a snap of the wrist and follow through with your upper body and trailing leg. Don't try to throw too hard or far at first. Work at getting smoothness, control, and good spin on the disc. Begin about 10 meters from your partner and work up only as you get smoother releases. In the forehand throw, the 2-finger or sidearm grip is used. You must press very firmly with your thumb to control the disc. Make sure your fingers fit comfortably right against the rim and that the disc is at an upward tilt. Again, you stand facing perpendicular to the line of flight and swing the throwing arm across the front of your body. Keep the arc of your swing relatively low to keep the disc from turning over. A smooth release is absolutely critical here because the grip provides only a small area of control on the disc. Concentrate on short, flat flights and work back gradually. You will notice that the forehand gives the opposite spin to a backhand flight. For an overhand throw, take your normal backhand grip and simply turn the disc upside down in your hand. You've got it! Let your fingers fan out and squeeze the flight plate between your fingers and thumb. The overhand allows flexibility in foot placement. Generally, you will still have to face perpendicular to the line of flight. Start with the disc cocked on top of your forearm for maximum snap. This throw is great fun because it is much easier than it looks, and you come off like a real pro when you snap one of these away. Once you've mastered the basic throws, the backhand, the forehand, and the overhand, here are a few variations you might try. Swing your backhand lower along your throwing side leg. The result is an underhand. Continue the overhand movement around your neck for a behind-the-head throw. Try releasing the forehand under your leg. How about a forehand behind your back? Put your thumb inside the rim and use the forehand motion, the thumber. Part of the fun of Frisbee play is inventing your own throwing variations. Be creative. You are only limited by your imagination.
Let's see, 99. I'll take the disc, put it between my legs, around my ankle. I'm ready to release now. Oh, well, it seemed like a good idea, Chief.
After it leaves your hand, your Frisbee disc will fly according to its angle in the air. Bank the edge down in the direction you want the disc to curve. Experiment with curves. Perhaps playing catch around an obstacle. Hover shots stall because the nose of the disc lifts it up and slows the flight. The result is a floater. People are fascinated by the possibility of catching their own throws, much like a boomerang. In competition, this is called maximum time aloft, or MTA. Demonstrating here is Stacy Anderson, 4-time women's freestyle world champion. See how long you can keep the disc aloft. To throw skips, start out on a hard playing surface. Throw your backhand so it hits the ground halfway between you and your partner. I'm playing with Greg Flores, a top freestyle competitor. The cleanest skips will come from low curves. The disc should hit on its edge, not on its nose. Left edge for righties, right edge for lefties. Once you have it working, try a skip with the sidearm too. How about a multi-skip? Rollers can be lots of fun. To throw a roller, you can start with either the sidearm or backhand, but you should have the disc hit the ground at least a third of the flight away from you and angled to the ground. Rollers are especially useful in disc golf, where the only clear path to your destination may be along the ground. Disc golf is similar to traditional golf. The object is to throw the disc into a special disc golf hole.
Hey, Chris, wake up. It's time to practice.
Oh man, I'm trying to work on my tan, Chip.
But Craze, we have the national championships coming up.
I guess you're right. After all, practice does make perfect.
Better accuracy comes from being aware of adjusting your release and learning to deal with the wind. Work for smoothness and lots of spin on the disc. Power and distance come slowly for most people, but again, the keys are smoothness and spin. You'll want to add a run-up of 5 or 6 steps to your sidearm and backhand delivery to get more power. It is very important to get a full turn of the body and not try to get all the power from your arm. When you really need a big throw, try a complete turnaround, a 360. Throwing a Frisbee is only part of the fun of disc play. Once airborne, the trick is to catch it. And for some, like Ashley Whippet, seen here performing at the Rose Bowl, catching is their entire game. Ashley captured the World Frisbee Disc Canine Championship for 3 consecutive years. At the peak of his game, he could jump 9 feet in the air and catch a Frisbee at 100 yards. Ashley has passed on, and now there is a tournament in his honor, the Ashley Whippet Invitational. So grab a Frisbee and your dog and start practicing. Being able to predict where the disc is going to fly is really fun, and you will pick up the knack as you play. The trick is to use all the visual information available. By watching the way the disc is thrown and the angle it leaves the thrower's hand, you can begin to know where to move. Of course, you're never absolutely sure where it's going. That's the fun. At first, you'll be satisfied to just catch the disc. The pancake catch is a pretty secure start. My young friend Tyler Roddick, holder of 8 world records, shows you how. Just applaud at the right time and you will have made the catch. After a few of these, the challenge of one-handed catching usually takes over. Remember, the disc is spinning. It won't just plop into your hand like a ball. You'll have to clamp it. Now the fun starts. Begin with catching between the legs. No, Stacy, with your hand. You can lift one leg to give yourself more room. Watch the disc right into your hand. The next move is behind the back. Turn to the side so you won't have to reach so far. Again, watch the disc into your hand. Soon you will become familiar with the blind area behind your back and making it look easy. The behind the head catch requires that you reach behind your neck and catch over the shoulder. Few moves are more of a thrill than a roller that you kick up to a trick catch. Reading the path of the disc early is essential. Keep your foot well in front of your body so that you have room to work with the disc after it pops up. On high floating shots, go for the one-finger catch. Move with the flight of the disc and gently put your finger to the rim, allowing you to twirl the saucer on your finger. It's best to practice all of these tricks at the same time rather than one at a time. Now you don't have to wait for a particular kind of throw, but can catch something on almost any throw. High floater, try a finger catch. Low and fast, do a between the legs. Try a trick every catch and concentrate on getting into position as early as possible. Not that early, Chip.
All of the catches previously shown have one thing in common. They all stop the spin. With flight play, this is never done. In fact, some moves, like airbrushing, increase the spin.
Tipping is the most basic tool of flight play. You keep the disc aloft by striking the underside of the flight plate. Begin by tipping slow, floating flights with one fingertip. Most players use the middle finger. Tip crisply as near the center of the disc as possible. For real control, multiple tips are necessary. This requires adjustment to keep the disc flat. Practice this and some of the other flight play tricks. You should begin to throw the disc up for yourself. This is easy to learn and allows you to practice alone. Hold the disc in both hands in front of your face. Wind up by twisting your arms in one direction, crossing your wrists. Now give the disc a quick, snapping spin. The disc should rise about a meter and remain flat. Practice will enable you to put a surprising amount of spin on the disc. Once you have begun to get the feel of finger tipping, you will want to try the elbow, heel, head, and toe variations. The tongue and nose variations are not suggested. Perhaps even more useful than tipping is the nail delay. The nail delay is like a continuous tip. You support the spinning disc with constant contact as it slides on your fingernail. Two things are helpful here. A slippery disc, spray it with silicone and wipe off the excess, and good fingernails. The finger must be held at a slight angle so that only the nail touches the plastic. Keeping the disc spinning under control takes lots of practice. Now throw it up to yourself and try what's called a twirl or padiddle by making small circles with the spin as close to the center as possible. Again, this takes lots of practice. Once you have control of the delay, you have reached a major plateau in the development of your freestyle play. Try taking the delay on your hand, behind your back, or between your legs. Delay on one hand, and then let the disc roll across that arm, your chest, and other arm out to a catch with the other hand. This is called a body roll. Part of the fun is inventing your own variations using the skills you develop. Here's a specialty of mine, the toothbrush. Try a mix of tipping and delaying, using both hands in a body roll before catching the disc. Another form of flight play is airbrushing. This technique involves striking the disc in a brushing motion across the tail, with the rotation and into the wind. You have just begun to explore the many ways to have fun with the Frisbee disc. Today, a wide variety of Frisbee-related events appear nationwide, showcasing talented athletes in competitions such as this tournament held at the Rose Bowl. This is Guts, a team sport where power is the name of the game. The object of Guts is to throw the disc with such speed it cannot be caught. The preferred throw here is a thumber. It really takes guts to hang on to one of these. Ultimate is a unique team game. When you have the disc, you may only pivot on one foot, as in basketball. Goals are scored by passing to a teammate in the end zone, as in a football touchdown catch. In a game of Ultimate, teamwork is vital, but good endurance and a variety of solid throws are essential. Maximum time aloft is an individual event. The object here is to keep the disc aloft as long as possible and still catch it with one hand. Throw, run, and catch is similar to maximum time aloft, except the question here is how far can you throw and still catch the disc? The distance event is really simple. How far can you throw it? The accuracy event takes lots of concentration. You get a series of throws to put the disc through the hoop. This is disc golf. It's like ball golf without the clubs. And of course, freestyle, where you really get to do your thing. Ah, yes. Life on the road with my partners, Joey Hudocklin and Chip Bell. We perform over 200 times a year at schools, professional sporting events, and rock concerts. Here we go again. It's showtime. We've traveled the world as a team, a family, if you will. Each performance is a challenge and a new thrill. Oh man, I really dig playing for the kids. It's awesome to see the look on their face when we put the spinning disc right on their hand. Oh, Joe, that was the Hane, bro. Awesome. What? Crazy John doing multiple tips and a scarecrow? Nice, dude. Bird's going for roots. Yeah! Joe, man, way to hit it, dude. You'll find that 4 out of 5 dentists will not recommend my toothbrush. Well, that about wraps it up. We've completed our tour through this video of basic Frisbee techniques. We hope you've gathered a few tips from our championship players which will help improve your game. Who knows, maybe you could become the next World Frisbee Disc Champion. So come on, let them fly!
Frisbee play offers an unparalleled promise for a lifetime of involvement. It gives sport a new awareness, a fresh form of play, where the joy is in the doing and where the mind and body interact with nature. To see a Frisbee fly through the brightness of the summer afternoon can bring a special joy all its own. For nothing captures the essence of flying more than the disc. It is the thinking and feeling man's fantasy of unencumbered flight.